Colby, it's been a little over 24 hours since your mom was found guilty of conspiring to kill your stepdad. Is that still weird to hear? Still weird to comprehend?
If I'm being honest with you, it just feels like a really, really, really long time coming. And I feel relieved and kind of in shock, if I'm being honest with you. And I also feel happy and sad. It's a very, very mixed bag of emotions.
I know in your video yesterday that you shared watching the verdict, it was an emotional moment for you. What were things like during that moment? You went to a few days of the trial. I know you watched other days. Why was it so emotional?
I think just the scope of how long it's felt to wait for that. I think that I felt like I was trying to hold my breath this whole time to just get justice for Tylee, JJ, and then Charles. And I never knew what was going to happen in a trial for Charles. But I think Lori needs to be held accountable because she's just has this God complex that makes her think that she was going to just pitch everybody that this is all tragedies and it's not real life. So, like, for me, it almost validated the kid in me that was like, yeah, she lies. And unfortunately, she tried to do the same thing to all these other jurors and they caught her. And they were able for their own sake to see what a liar she is. And then on top of that, they were able to see that she did plan all of this out. And what's heartbreaking to me really in the end of all things is the fact that it was so planned out and that there was other people in my family involved. And I can't wrap my head around any of it.
What was it like being with her, seeing her in court for a few days? You guys made eye contact?
Yeah.
Did she smile at you? Did it look like she wanted to talk to you? What was that like?
She gives me this look almost like, and she's mouthed it before. And it's kind of what she did the first time in her trial in 23. She kind of like gives you this my baby, my son look. And it's now that I'm so much past that point of emotion with her, it just makes me feel sick. It makes me feel like she's not my mom. And I had a moment the first day I saw her walk in, the first time I personally went to court for this trial, I had a moment of that's not my mom. And so there's a disconnect. And I know that sounds weird, but it's taken years to get to that point. That's not the mom that I ever knew. There's parts of her that I think existed before this, but she went all in on the bad side, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to, attribute to that word. She's no longer the person I know. So I just don't feel like I have a mom. And so there wasn't the same feeling like it was the first time I saw her. That
I
makes sense.
had a few people email asking me to ask you to talk about your relationship with Charles. What was that like?
I think we had a relationship where we didn't get that super, super close until I got married. And he took an interest in my life like never before. And he was trying to help me make decisions as a man. I don't know if it was because he was trying to let my mom kind of lead my life because he didn't, I don't know if he ever felt like he had the place to be a dad. So when I got married to Kelsey, he started to really like, he would invite me to Starbucks. I mean, go sit down and talk. And he would just try to talk to me about what I'm thinking and what I'm going to do. And at that point, Kelsey was pregnant with our first daughter. So that's when I felt like I was the closest to him ever. And we never had a bad relationship. We just weren't super, super close. But he showed me how much he cared when I was an adult. And that's when I knew how he actually felt about me.
So one of the things with this trial, Colby, is it's brought up a lot of rumors and weird speculation, and people are fascinated with like every aspect of your life. One of the ones that I heard people talking about was that Tylee didn't go to your wedding and wasn't part of your family. So how would you respond to that?
Yeah. So I felt the need to finally address that specific rumor. The rumor really was trying to figure out if Tylee was isolated from our family, like that she was always treated a certain way. And to try to do that for my wedding felt really wrong because she was at my wedding. And I explained this on the channel. She showed up late. She was on a vacation, I guess, or had went skiing with her friend in the morning. I don't know why that happened, but I'm not in control of that situation. So she missed our family pictures, and we were all very upset. And we didn't have the time to wait because we had no idea when she was going to come back. Charles ended up leaving to go pick her up, and then she was there for the ceremony. So I just said, okay, fine. I'm just going to put this to rest because Lori brought up my wedding to Adam, trying to make him look bad for not coming. I also explained that because it has, I don't know why my wedding is a topic of conversation for everybody, but I addressed the Tylee thing because Tylee was not taken out of my wedding or not invited to my wedding. She lived at the house that we had the wedding at. So it's just a really odd thing to have to actually address. But when it came to Tylee and our relationship, I don't know why that was questioned, but I had to show and just prove and just be done with that because that's such a wild rumor to me.
Yeah, what is it like when you hear these things about your family out there from strangers, from people you know, from whomever, and you know they're not true or they're being twisted?
It's weird because I've actually seen some of the big programs that talk about my family get these facts wrong. And I know you're human beings, so you don't have all the information, but it's weird because you're telling people these are facts. And if you're a really credible source, like a big TV program or something of that nature, and you misstep on something that simple or little things, the mass majority is not going to know the difference. So for me personally, to know my family, to know what is the errors, where there's different things. They even showed in one of the pictures on a documentary that Adam was holding me, and they said that was my biological father. So I'm just sitting there like, you can even tell it's Adam. I don't know. Like for me, it's stupid little things like that. But the problem is, I think, how could people know any different unless someone said something?
Right.
So it's weird to see rumors started and then it picks up, it picks up this steam, and now it becomes a big topic. And then there's all these misconceptions, and then people asking these questions. So I could sit there and probably spend days on days just addressing things that are just wrong and the things that I know from my perspective.
Right. Another big thing that became a topic was the enchiladas, the
Yeah.
green chili enchiladas. Address that. I know you did on your channel as well, which,
Mhm.
by the way, anyone can go to Colby's channel, Colby Ryan on YouTube, and he's gone deep and addressing some of these things. But did your mom make really incredible green chili enchiladas?
What do you define as incredible?
You tell me.
What's
You tell
incredible?
me.
Let me put it this way. She was not a cook by any means. I grew up on pasta with meat sauce, pot roast, and that was kind of the back to back, and then fast food 95% of the time. And then when I was about anywhere between 19 to 21 ish, she finally tried her hand at these enchiladas. And so let me just put it this way: you could buy every ingredient pre made, and you put it in the dish and you heat it up. So it's about the same as pasta. There's nothing about them that's special. And so to have her get on Adam in court about, you don't remember my enchiladas, I was like, those enchiladas were nothing to write home about. So
Mm.
for you to be that mad that he didn't remember the staple enchiladas is crazy. There were nothing special about those enchiladas.
Were they a staple? Did she prepare them all the time, or did that just kind of come out of left field?
So what happened was our house was really the house that everybody came to for events. So anybody's birthday, anytime the family was all going to get together, that's what we did is everyone came to our house. And so I think that after a certain point when she realized I can make something in bulk really easily with canned chicken, tortillas, and pour some sauce on it, and then cheese, sprinkle the cheese, it became a big deal to her because she could feed, she could make 10 pans of that in less than 20 minutes and then just throw them in the oven and everybody can come over and get fed. So
I see. Okay.
I think that's why it was such a big deal because she was trying to kind of prove that she hosts.
Right. All right. So the next, this trial's over, and the next one is Brandon's. Do you anticipate going to that one? Do you think your mom's going to act as her own attorney again?
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm almost positive she's going to. Um, I'm planning on being there to support Brandon. I think when you look at the scope of all of this, it's so weird because I understand they have to split it out, but it's all really one period of time, and it's all really all interconnected. So I was surprised when they split the two, but I understand it. I just want Brandon to have that support because I can't imagine from his perspective what he's been through, and so he knows he has my support. But it's exhausting to go and listen to her talk, and I had a lot of that just now. But once that's over, you do get to close the book, and she doesn't have that place to continue to do what she's doing right now.
Yeah. How's your family doing? How's your wife doing?
I think we're both trying to just process this. I mean, what I don't think a lot of people probably understand is we had gotten married barely a year before this all started. And our whole marriage and almost her entire 20s and all my entire 20s have been this case and my family situation. And so we're just like both kind of in shock that this closes the book for Charles and then it closes the book for Brandon when that's over. So we're both just like, I guess we're in a place of like trying to just recoup everything that was lost in so many years from then to now. And now we're like, we do have a life to live. We have a family. We have things we want to do better for our family and kids. And even though that this might be my family's somewhat, if you want to call it the word legacy or history, we get to rewrite it for our kids. So we're both just trying to put all of our focus in the betterment of our family and try to heal now, try to move on.
Good for you. That's really nice to hear. So many people have been praying for you, thinking about you. Anything you want to say to them before we go?
Honestly, like just the bottom of my heart, it doesn't go unnoticed for me. Like the channel and people praying for you, I know that that's tangible and real. So it's just like honestly, my heart always goes out to everybody because I felt so alone for so long, and then you have all these people pouring their love and support in you, their support of you, and they're there for you. And so it's honestly, I always tell everybody, just thank you for everything. Thank you for being so incredible and praying for our family.
Thanks, Colby.